we have Mercury that's going to conjunct Jupiter really quick in Gemini here whenever it does start to cruise through Gemini, which I don't doubt is like right now. Is it today the 4th? Well, congratulations. We are now entered into 1 degree Gemini Mercury. And, well, it's pretty much done. I mean, it's happened now. Strange, but it did conjunct. And see, now, it just makes me think of like, well, who have I dealt with the Mercury conjunct Jupiter? And it just makes me go general that, okay, so Mercury rules our communications, and Jupiter tends to inflate or exaggerate whatever it hits. And so with Jupiter conjunct Mercury, we have exaggerated communications. It being in Gemini, I can't imagine. See, I felt kind of overwhelmed of trying to explain myself of things. It's like we already went through that, but okay, so let's cram all what we already went through in just 2 little sentences and moments if we can, and I hope that it can log in. That's kind of like how what the Mercury in Gemini feel is going so quick through Gemini. It's hard to get to know the darn Gemini there, you know? It's like, well, what are you interested in? They're interested in there's short trips. There's short trip availability. They're magical that way. In fact, always on the move. I imagine, like my communications. As I have Gemini. Everybody has Gemini somewhere in their chart. Out of the 12 houses, you have Gemini somewhere. Mine is in the 3rd house of Gemini of communication. Kind of up front, of course. There I am, Gemini it away in the 3rd house of Gemini. Communications, a lot can go on with the Gemini as far as just reaching into the ethers, getting the information, logging it down, and remembering. See, it's the mind. And now I want to get more in depth about the order in which you find the planets inside of the ephemeris. Here we have the sun, and then see, now what I'm looking at is human evolution, like the construction of our apparatus, even though it's the solar system. See, Mercury looks like it's there going first, which is kind of haphazard, maybe way to look at it, but no, that's the way it extends out from the sun. And Mercury is our mind. It points at the mind. It has like Venus with ears, right? But now Venus, when you go away from Mercury and you now you're going to go to Venus first after Mercury there. Mercury is that strange planet there, and then there's Venus, see, and then Mars. See, Venus is next, and Venus seems to have her ears off now, and it's tucked in, but it's still looking like Mercury. It's just Mercury with its ears off. I don't know. So, but we're looking at the evolution of human consciousness, I think, like, so that's the heart right there that develops. There's the mind and then the heart, but, figuratively, really, it's just the adventure of awareness. And I just thought that was interesting that the Mercury comes first after the moon. There's the sun radiating a holographic field, and then the moon is there. I think it's just adjusting things here, and then Mercury starts to tune in, and then now we have the physical aperture that's saying something to the effect of, I'm a woman here, would you please figure out what we need to do here as far as, is the moon really hollow? Is it really transmitting something to us, let alone controlling gravitational fields, water, because we are water, and that's how they do it. They communicate through water. Ever heard of that? Hit like and subscribe. Maybe there's a way that I love becoming an infomercial. You know what I mean? Hit like and subscribe for just $19.99. I'll continue on talking about how water resonation might be psychically transmitting information. I just made that up. Not really. Science says that, in fact, this is what conducts psychic energy. Any psychic person can hold anything because, in fact, water is found in just about anything and everything. Even meteorites that are made supposedly of pure nickel iron. Well, when you heat up a nickel iron object, any object really, but talk about the nickel iron objects that you think, no way, but yes, way. You heat it up to 5,000 degrees, what gas emanates out of it? H2O. Pardon me while I have to go and fetch my beautiful potato dish that I just made, and I'm so grateful for this moment, smelling it in the air, and I think it might taste good. The planet's wearing anybody's chart, but the planet's in the air. It's like, you guys, can you ground yourself every once in a while? Ground yourselves. It's a lot of mental energy in the air, and most people can't handle it. You know, we are not supposed to handle it. We're supposed to find our Earth, find our Earth, find our Virgo. We're not dislocating off of the ground and floating around in la la land. Earth to all the air signs, Earth to all the air signs, I love you, and that's just my Venus and Virgo saying, please don't leave the gravitational field.